Yes, sir. Who am I speaking with?
Anson Correctional.
Well, I'm the one that just spoke with you when you were saying that Keller was going to get what's coming to him, and you was going to pass his name on. That's what I'm trying to do. I spoke with.
I didn't say on Keller that he's going to get himself in trouble.
Okay. Well, I'm the one you just spoke with, the one that you said it to. That's why I was trying to get who I spoke with.
Why am I going to get in trouble, sir? Why am I going to get in trouble for advocating for inmates?
See, you're not advocating, you're spreading false news, but it don't matter. I don't need to be speaking to you anyway, so y'all have a good
Well, you say he's going to get what's coming to him, and I've reported it to him. He hung up.
Yeah, he's talking about.
Do you remember that voice? He wouldn't give me his name.
Yeah.
Could you remember his voice? Because I can repeat exactly what he told me.
Yeah. What did he say again?
When I told him, I said, look, I see how you all have been abusing these inmates, and that's not right when they're already serving time and they're being abused. He said, well, we know that Teller Publisher is the one advertising, and he's going to get what's coming to him. I've already passed it along. His that word, he's going to get what's coming to him, and I have already passed it along. That's exactly what he said. And see, when I called him from this number in here, because it's my text-free number. But my number is the 205, so I just blocked it out when I called him from my main number.
Okay.
And his exact words were, we know who it is. He's going to get what's coming to him. I've already passed it along. That Teller Publishing House going to get what's coming to him. I've already passed it along. And I swear that's exactly what he said to him in his face.
I appreciate now he talking about, I didn't say that. I said he's going to get him. He tried to change it now.
He tried to change it.
And then he hang up. See, that's the cowardness in him. He hangs up when I'm on the phone. He don't want to talk to me direct. Well, I certainly appreciate you, sister. I certainly appreciate you, and we gonna share this information too.
Well, I don't mind verifying it. You have my direct number.
All right. Peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and blessings, and there you have a staff member at the Anson Correctional Facility in Anson, North Carolina, according to that caller, allegedly threatening Taylor House Publishing or Richard Taylor. You heard him say, well, I didn't say that. I said that, he's going to get in trouble. And then, of course, I chimed in. And actually, I should have let him speak further before I chimed in. But you hear when the lady asked him, I'm the one who called about y'all abusing these inmates. Mind you, he never denied it. He just said he knows who's spreading it, and, he's going to get what's coming to him according to that call. Now, let me tell you, earlier this day, I received a call from a mother who has a daughter, Sade Stevens, who is located at Anson Correctional Facility. She recently wrote her mother a letter detailing alleged abuse, actual abuse, and also physical abuse from the guards in there. She also detailed how guards were bringing her in illegalities in her letter. Now you can go back. That video was done on 325. It's called An Inmate Swallows Razor Blades in response to actual abuse from guards. And actually, the young lady, attempted to swallow some blades. And she talked about a lot of things in that letter. So you can go back and watch that video. That video was from earlier today or from yesterday, whatever time you're watching this video. However, I advise people to call the prisons in that area, call the prison directly, and to advocate for this inmate, because this has worked in the past. I've had several inmates call with like reports of being abused, being beaten, being denied things. And that's what we call a phone blitz, where people call the prison and make sure that that inmate is okay, but also make sure that they know that people are aware outside that this inmate is being mistreated. Now, in the letter, the young lady stated that she feared for her life because she had refused to submit to intimate relations with the guard whom, according to the letter, they know that he had been involved with her before. Now, a lot of people, and only people who kind of question the validity of her statement was ex-correctional officers saying, well, how do you know this or how do you know that? Now, mind you, I have been in prison before. And I've been beaten by guards before. I've been almost unalived, choked by 6 prison guards before. I've seen inmates getting called out of their bed late at night when they were involved with guards. I've spoken to a lifer who did much time at Anson who said when the doors, they didn't have to call you, they would unlock your door in the middle of the night. And when they unlock your door, you know what time it was. She said that guards would take inmates outside of the cameras in storage rooms, some willingly, some unwillingly. Guards was bringing in all of these things and all of these things. So from personal experience, from firsthand experience from inmates, but also only thing you have to do is watch the news where inmates are ending up pregnant. Inmates are getting reductions in sentences. COs are being fired, being arrested for bringing in substances, for having relationships with inmates. So for anyone to take this as a grain of salt, they are not in the know. And so the question I ask those people who question the validity of Ms. Stevens' statement, what if that was your relative who was riding home from prison and they sent you a letter like that? Now, if you didn't hear the letter, go back to the last video and you will see the letter read verbatim. But what if that was your relative who was writing a letter like that? Would you not want it to be taken seriously? And that's the question that was never answered. People were standing up for, well, it's not all guards. I'm not talking about all guards. I'm talking about this particular situation with this particular inmate and her allegations in her letter, and also her response to those allegations, talking about ending herself, for lack of a better word. So this, once again, is, to me, evidence. Soon as they, want to, quote unquote, shoot the messenger, pun intended, then that lets me know where there's some validity. Now, keep in mind, the officer did not deny the allegations. Let's listen to this conversation again.
Anson Correctional.
Yes, sir. Who am I speaking with?
Anson Correctional.
Well, I'm the one that just spoke with you when you...
Notice he wouldn't give his name. Once again, he won't give his name. That's a sign, once again, of he's hiding something.
Saying that Keller was going to get what's coming to him, and you going to pass his name on. That's why I'm trying to do what I spoke with.
I didn't say sorry. I said he's going to get himself in trouble.
Okay.
Now, there he is again. That was stuttering a little bit. Well, I didn't say it. I wish the lady would have recorded. She would have been on her P's and Q's, but she has to kind of go by her own word. Here it is again.
Okay. Well, I'm the one you just spoke with, the one that you said it to. That's why I was trying to get your name. That's who I spoke with.
Why am I going to get in trouble, sir? Why am I going to get in trouble for advocating for inmates?
See, you're not advocating. You're spreading false news, but it don't matter. I don't need to be speaking to you anyway, so y'all have a meeting.
Well, you say he going to get what's coming to him, and I've reported it to him. He hung up.
There he goes. Well, I don't need to be speaking to you anyway. Why? Why you don't need to speak to me, sir? If I'm spreading false narrative, you should want to clear that narrative up. Once again, I read a letter from an inmate in your prison alleging some very nefarious things. I think that should have been addressed directly to me, right? Now, here's the other lady, once again, giving her verbatim rendition of what this officer said.
Yeah, he's talking about.
Do you remember that voice? He wouldn't give me his name.
Yeah.
Could you remember his voice? Because I can repeat exactly what he told me.
Yeah. What did he say again?
When I told him, I said, look, I see how you all have been abusing these inmates, and that's not right when they're already serving time and they're being abused. He said, well, we know that publisher is the one advertising, and he's going to get what's coming to him.
Mind you, when she asked him about the issue at hand, he didn't deny it. He didn't even address it. He said that we know that Taylor Publishing is the one who is spreading the information, and he's going to get what's coming to him, whatever that means.
I've already passed it along. His that word, he's going to get what's coming to him, and I have already passed it along. That's exactly what he said. And see, when I called him from this number in here, because it's my text-free number. But my number is the 205. He blocked it out when I called him from my main number.
Okay.
And his exact words were, we know who it is. He's going to get what's coming to him. I've already passed it along. That Teller Publishing House going to get what's coming to him. I've already passed it along. And I swear that's exactly what he said to him in his face.
I appreciate now he talking about, I didn't say that. I said he's going to get him. He tried to change it now.
He tried to change it.
And then he hang up. See, that's the cowardness in him. He hangs up when I'm on the phone. He don't want to talk to me direct. Well, I certainly appreciate you, sister. I certainly.
Yeah, and I'll just stop it right there. Taylor House Publishing is going to get what's coming to him. And I don't know anybody who wouldn't perceive that as a threat. Even if he say he's going to get himself in trouble. What kind of trouble can I get for advocating for the safety of human beings in the custody of the North Carolina Department of Corrections, to making sure these human beings are safe? Any claim should be taken seriously, whether the inmate is an inmate or not, because we all know if you spent any time in prison, or if you had a relative in prison, or if you watched the news, i.e. Robert Brooks, i.e. the other brother from New York, i.e. the lady who went to visit her son and ended up deceased in the jail, i.e. Richard Taylor, who was choked by 6 Virginia Beach sheriff's deputies in the holding area. I'll tell that story later. Maybe I'll tell that story tomorrow so people can see where I'm coming from. This is not this is not something I heard. I've heard about this situation, but I've experienced inmate beatings firsthand, CO beatings, police detective beatings when I was in the custody of the Wayne County Jail at age 19. So for anyone who watched that last video and say that, well, she was lying or she's trying to get her way, how do you know? You're not in there behind those walls. Anytime you get behind those walls, you are at the mercy of those individuals with those keys and those cuffs and that mace and those sticks and those turtle suits as they come in and shake down and kick you all around and snatch you up out of the bed and pull your head to the front, say don't turn around, and push you up against the bars. Yeah, all that I seen and experienced in the Norfolk City jail while facing the rest of my life for a crime I didn't commit. So, I take these allegations very serious, and that's why I urge people to call. And so, just for that, and if y'all have seen this video, y'all got my number, 919-587-7782. I know Brandishawn Smith. I met her at a volunteer banquet when I first gave them my cards and asked to speak at the prisons, which I did for approximately 1.5 years straight. Been to several prisons to speak to the inmates. I know Todd Ishii. And, what's my the other black guy? He remind me of Barack Obama. I don't know if he's still, I can't think of his name. But I know all of those individuals. I'll be making some calls to them and say, hey, look, this is something serious. What do y'all think about this? And mind you, I will definitely be calling them and telling them that this staff member, if y'all know that voice, anybody know that voice from Anson Correctional, feel free, to hit Taylor House Publishing up. You can go to the website, TaylorHousePublications.com, or you can call me direct, 919-587-7782, or email taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. Nevertheless, you know, he has passed my name on to someone. I'm pretty sure, you know, the people in the administration, maybe not of that particular jail, but, you know, in the administrative office downtown Raleigh, they know who I am and what I stand for. So this wouldn't be a surprise to them to see me advocating for an inmate. And so I just wanted to put this out there because, you know, apparently, evidently, I supposed to be getting something that's coming to me according to that call. And shout out to the caller. Shout out to the caller for calling and calling me back. And, you know, if you guys, you know, feel the urge to call and check on them, check on Miss Sade Stevens, then, you know, by all means do so. Because once again, as Romans, Hebrews say, check on your brothers and sisters who are in prison, just as if you were in prison. So the Bible commands us to do that. And so that's what I do. You don't know how many calls I've received from mothers of inmates, from inmates talking about the abuse, the fear, inmates who have been unalived under suspicious circumstances, i.e. Robert Brooks, i.e. all the other names that can go down the list. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this threat. Who is that officer? And, you know, is the threat credible? You know, did I do anything wrong? You know, y'all let me know, because once again, I'll like I told everyone who questioned me sharing that letter, what if it was your relative writing a letter of that nature? Would you not want it to be taken serious? All I need is a yes or no. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.